Please welcome the psychologist and author of the book, It's My Life, Dr. Tian Dayton, to the show. Welcome to the show. Dr. Dayton, you can hear this. This is the same conversation that is probably being held in, I don't know, 20, 25% of the households across America where there's a single parent and there's a daughter. So they come to the table saying, you know what, the children are saying, I blame my mom for all of my aberrant behavior, and the mothers are saying, I throw my hands in the air because I don't know how they got this way. Is it about blame, or is it about how we get forward from today?
I think you've done a good job of setting up that this behavior doesn't come out of nowhere. These kids have been traumatized early in their past. Part of their histories are missing fathers. Each child up here has not only a missing father, they don't know who their fathers are. The mothers brought multiple relationships into the home. So while it looks like it's about a mother-daughter relationship, we need to understand that the pain of the lost or missing father is being acted out in the mother-daughter relationship. This is classic trauma response, a loss of trust and faith, a rupture in relationship,
Let's stop right there for
self-medicating.
real quick second. Let's talk about loss and trust and faith. Here's a child who goes to her mother and says, this person molested me.
Yes.
And for 1 year, the mother doesn't believe it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, okay, all right, I guess I believe it, but I'm still not even going to take you to get a counselor to see this.
Right.
Or you have an 11-year, I'm going to come back to this with you, and I'm sorry, I'm going to tell you something. Your daughter right here, she internalized much more than you think she did being cut on and in that operating room, because I'm sure that while she was laying on that table, some doctor stood above her. She may not even have it consciously and talked about ovarian cancer for an 11-year-old and how this is incredible. She probably only has 6 months to live. She heard all that stuff. And the fact that she's only acting out this little bit, I think you are a little bit more lucky than you think.
I agree with you, Montel.
But where do we go? Because these children have to understand something.
Right.
Number one, at 14, if you were my child, well, you get it already, do you not? Do you get it? 15, my child? What do you think? You think I'm letting you go out at 11:30 at night with a whole bunch of boys when you want to? Your butt would be in some jail somewhere for at least a year until I got you back on track. And that's the way I look at it.
I think one thing these kids need to understand, and I want to say it directly to each of you, is that destroying your own lives is not the way to get back at your parents. Living well is the best revenge. You have an urge for revenge, clean up your own life, and don't repeat what's hurt you in the past with your own children.
Absolutely. Let me take a break. Let's come back and talk about that a little bit, because I'm not necessarily sure if she even understands that she may be in the process of destroying her own life.
I think you're right. I don't
She's
think
trying to get even with mom. I'm going to do what I want to do. You get out of my face. I'll show you. Right. And you're going to wind up...
You need a maturity of thinking. You need a prefrontal cortex to figure that out.
But I also got to come back, and you keep that up, you're going to come back crying to mom one day. Crying, begging her to save you. Why? Because one of these 20-year-old boys you go out with is going to beat the crap out of you one night when you say no, after you said yes the night before. And you'll have no explanation for it. Or one of these little boys is going to come to you and not only get you pregnant, but give you something to go along with it. That may be around for the rest of your life. And you can say, oh, I don't care. You may not care now because you're 14. When you're 15, I guarantee you will. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. The one thing that you need to do is start talking to your child. Talking with your child. Not dictatorially telling your child what to do. You need to sit back and own up the fact that you're sitting here thinking that you've had a great relationship with your kids, okay? And I know you have other kids other than these two, correct? And you're thinking that I'm doing everything I can do. I drove a truck. I brought home some money. They should appreciate that in me, and I don't care what you think. Well, you know what? What you need to now start doing is thinking the fact, I got a 15-year-old, I got a 24-year-old who left home at age 14 and had a baby and brought it back to me. I got a 15-year-old who's walking right down that same path. What is it that I'm doing to contribute to this behavior? Because you are doing something. And whatever that is, it's not for us to assess in 1 hour. I can't assess that in an hour, but what I can do is find somebody for the two of you to sit down and talk to. What helped the two of them the most was the fact that they were forced in a situation to sit in a room and have to talk to each other as human beings. And they talked as mother and daughter. They got a lot of the baggage out. I have no idea what might happen if I closed the door and stuck you in the back room right now with Dr. Derby and made the two of you actually work and talk to each other. I'd be surprised at what came out of that, and I bet you would too. I bet you have no idea what's gone through your child in the last 5 years of her life. You go ahead, Doc. Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
You don't realize what's going through your child's head because I thought I knew what Phoenix was doing. I thought I knew, you know, how she felt and what she was thinking. You don't. It's when we got together and actually started talking to each other, it was completely different. I found out things about my daughter that I had never even thought I'd know.
And you also found out reasons.
Right.
Did you not?
Yes, I did.
And I just so we understand, as Phoenix, and this is not to say Phoenix did all these bad things, but all the stuff that they're talking about that these girls have done on the stage is kind of like just scratching the surface with you, is it not?
Yeah.
You wish two of you wish you were that bad, I think. And I say that, but you've come a long way, and she needs to be applauded for coming a long way. But that brings us to a weird place. And Doc, I want to get back and address this, because these two need to, especially this one, needs to understand that you think you're the one getting over, and you are the one being used. Period. It's so laughable to me, because sometimes I'm out and I snowboard a lot, so I hang out on the slopes a lot. And I hang out, and there's a lot of younger guys, you know, the 18 to 24-year-olds out there. And I swear to you, it's like, it cracks me up, because I remember when I was in the locker room, I had conversations about what we used to do. You know, you'd share with your buddy, you know, I was with this girl the other day, blah, blah, blah. But you would be shocked at what your peers are saying about you guys now. Young boys these days, if I were a girl right now, I'd be walking around with like a baseball bat saying, just stay away from me, because I know what you're going to say about me after you get done.
Well, earlier she mentioned, what did you say about your mom thinks she doesn't do anything wrong? That seems to be a pain that persists for you. What are you talking about?
I say that she's doing this to me, and then she's like, no, I'm not, you're doing this to yourself and everything.
Okay, well, she's doing what to you?
Like anything.
Like what, though? Give me an example. Tell me an example. You say you tell your mom, you've done this to me. You made me go have sex?
No.
Let me give you the example. Prime thing, we're in New York last night. She walks into a shop and buys an inappropriate shirt. Okay? She expects to wear it. Oh, I don't think so.
Where
Not
did she get
staying
the
right.
money?
It was hers, her money. And she expected to wear it while we were out walking the streets last night seeing the sights.
And that was wrong, that your mother would stop you from wearing something that's inappropriate?
But she let me buy it. She was standing right there. I showed it to her.
So?
Okay, so in your history, Mom, didn't you go through a period of time where you brought multiple men home that you witnessed?
No.
There wasn't a time when there were, how many times?
I've been married 3 times.
That's 3 dads.
Right.
Which one is your dad?
Number 1.
Number 1. Do you know him?
Yes.
Do you have a relationship with him now?
No.
So are you in some way repeating what you've seen? Are you looking to the boys who are older than you for what's missing from the father who's not in your life? And are you thinking you're going to find it there?
And I would venture to say she can't answer that question.
You know, at your age and brain development, you might not be able to answer that question. But if you can think about it during the break, think of what you're trying to get out of that. Are you trying to pay Mom back for some hurt that we can talk about more constructively, so get communication going instead of this adversary?
Absolutely. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.